I remember the moment I stopped caring. Not the moment I stopped feeling. Not the moment I gave up. The moment I stopped begging the world to understand me. I remember the silence. That heavy silence where your phone doesn't ring, where your name isn't called, where your effort goes unnoticed, and your pain goes unasked about. That silence teaches you things no motivational quote ever will. I used to care too much. I cared what they thought. I cared what they said behind my back. I cared when they laughed while I was breaking. I cared when they doubted me. I cared when they walked away like I was nothing, and caring, it drained me. Caring made me weak in moments I needed strength. Caring made me explain myself to people who never planned to understand me. Have you ever felt that? That tight feeling in your chest when you realize you're alone in a room full of people. That moment when you ask yourself, what's wrong with me? That moment when you try harder, love harder, give more, and still get nothing back. I've been there, I lived there. I remember nights staring at the ceiling, asking questions with no answers. Why am I not enough? Why does it feel like the world is against me? Why do they get success while I get scars? I failed more times than I can count. Plans collapsed, trust broke. Dreams felt childish. People I believed in showed me their true faces when I needed them the most. I smiled in public. I bled in private. Loneliness isn't being alone. Loneliness is being surrounded by people who don't see you. Loneliness is having a voice but feeling unheard. Loneliness is realizing that no one is coming to save you. And that realization, it hurts, it crushes. It breaks something inside you. But listen to me carefully. Sometimes something has to break so something stronger can be built. There came a point where the pain stopped shocking me. I stopped being surprised by betrayal. I stopped expecting fairness from an unfair world, and slowly something changed. I didn't become cold overnight. I didn't become heartless. I became clear. I realized I was carrying emotional weight that wasn't mine. I was living for approval instead of purpose. I was chasing validation instead of building value. That's when the Joker mindset was born inside me. Not chaos, not madness, freedom. I stopped caring about opinions that didn't pay my bills or build my future. I stopped caring about fitting into rooms that never had a seat for me anyway. I stopped caring about proving myself to people committed to misunderstanding me. Do you know how powerful that feels? To wake up and not need applause to move forward. To breathe without permission. To walk alone without fear. I stopped explaining myself. I stopped defending my dreams. I stopped shrinking to make others comfortable. And suddenly I could breathe. The world didn't change. People didn't change. I changed. I understood something most people never do. Your pain can either make you bitter or make you unstoppable. The difference is mindset. I took every insult and turned it into fuel. Every rejection became training. Every lonely night became discipline. Every failure became feedback. I didn't need motivation anymore. I had a mission. I learned to laugh at things that once destroyed me, not because they were funny, but because they no longer had power over me. That's what scares people. Not anger, not noise. Calm strength. When you stop caring, you don't become weak. You become dangerous in the best way. Focused, unshakable, independent. I stopped waiting for perfect conditions. I started creating them. What if I fail? If I fail? And started asking, what if I don't try? I worked when no one clapped. I learned when no one watched. I grew when no one believed. And something incredible happened. The same people who ignored me started noticing. The same voices that doubted me went quiet. Not because I proved them wrong, but because I no longer needed to prove anything at all. Success hits differently when you build it in silence, when it comes from pain, when it's earned, not given. Let me tell you something real. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't need validation to be valuable. You don't need permission to become who you're meant to be. You need discipline. You need clarity. You need courage. And courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is quietly saying, I'll keep going. I stopped caring about being understood. I started caring about becoming undeniable. I stopped chasing people. I started chasing progress. I stopped begging for respect. I started respecting myself. And that changes everything. If you're listening to this and you feel broken, lost, tired, good, because that means you're at the edge of transformation. This pain you feel, it's not here to end you. It's here to wake you up. Stop asking why life is unfair. Start asking how strong you're willing to become. Stop waiting for motivation. Build habits. Stop caring about applause. Care about results. Right now, people. This moment you have a choice. Stay the same or become someone your past self would be proud of. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more explaining. Stand up mentally first, then physically. Walk alone if you have to, but walk forward. Let them doubt, let them laugh, let them misunderstand. You're not here to entertain them. You're here to build something bigger than their opinions. I stopped caring, and that's when I started winning. Now it's your turn.